your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell at before you blow up a plane.
Basha K. Ali!
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, Chrissie, to say I dabbled in stand-up is something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. I am your host, Chrissie Mayr. You can find this show, all over Facebook, MySpace, YouTube, Twitch for some reason still, Twitter, Rumble, Rockfin, Spotify, SoundCloud, Friendster. We're all over the place. Thank you for joining with us this evening. It'll be evening by the time we're done. It's fucking evening somewhere. Okay. Before I bring in a fabulous guest, I have a couple of gigs to promote. Woo! I'm so excited. I'll be going back to Texas in a couple of weeks for Anime Matsuri. I will have a panel, a booth. There will be a Simpcast presence at Anime Matsuri. And I've never been. I've heard it's a very cool convention. A lot of YouTube folk will be there. Plus, I'll be headlining in Texas. We just booked this gig in Austin on Wednesday, August 9th. I'll be at Roscoe's Comedy Club on East 7th Street in Austin. And earlier that day, I'll be on Drinkin' Bros. Then I'll be on InfoWars. So I'm going to have a very busy day in Austin before this headlining show. Then we got Anime Matsuri August 10th through the 13th in Houston. Then I'm headlining in Houston Friday, August 11th at the Secret Group with Lila Hart. She will be featuring for me. She's so funny. She's so much fun. If you haven't seen us, what the hell are you waiting for? Why are you even here? Just click out of this show, buy tickets to one of my stand-up shows, and then click back in. And for my Long Island peeps, I will be back at the Brokerage Friday, October 27th and Saturday, October 28th. One show Friday, one show Saturday. Then we got shows coming up. I just got a Tampa date for December, San Diego dates for March. So things are coming along. We're working on some things. I really would love to get to Phoenix this year. I would love to get to Nashville. Mostly because I have all these cowboy boots and I don't feel comfortable wearing them in New York anymore. Okay. So excited to have this guy on the podcast today. Is he a content creator? Is he a YouTuber? We don't know. He wanted me to just refer to him simply as a madman. Welcome to the show, Mr. Salty Cracker.
Thank you.
Hello.
It's nice to be here.
I thought you had an accent at first. And then I realized I'm not the only one who's accused you of having a strange accent, even though you're from this country.
Yeah, from California, born and raised.
Then where does it come from?
Cocaine.
No. Cocaine
Yeah.
change your voice?
Yeah, I guess when you snort cocaine in little shards of glass, it hollows out the inside of your nasal cavity and it gives you not only a busted nose like this, but it gives you some sort of European accent.
Oh, so you've given yourself the Artie Lang treatment, it sounds like.
Big fan. So
You are? Okay, cool. Have you always been I guess so. Yeah, if you're a fan of Artie Lang, you're probably an OG Howard Stern fan.
Yeah, before he became a pelican. Yeah.
A pelican.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to that. Well, money, I guess, probably happened to that dude. Money and not wanting to offend all these other lizard people in New York City. So
it really is hard to know because you get attached to somebody, and people say this about Amy Schumer as well. And I hear her name constantly because she is most people's template for female comedians. So her name is often, oh, you're not like Amy Schumer, or you are like Amy Schumer, or whatever. A lot of people don't know. And similarly to Howard Stern, it's like, were you always this woke liberal person, and fame and money and celebrity just lets you drop your guard and be who you really are? Or did you start out kind of pulling yourself up by the bootstraps, having a good sense of humor, being with the people, and then you changed, you compromised your values to maintain your celebrity status and maybe not piss off anybody, or you figured, this is the way to be even more successful? I don't know. I'm not trying to glamorize being broke like a lot of comedians do. They use it to justify their lack of success, but it is disheartening when you become attached to somebody and they completely change their message.
Yeah, I think he's just one of these people who's accumulated so much that if he was his old self, or if he broadcasted in that fashion, he's going to lose all that stuff. I mean, those clips of him as he wasn't Whoopi, was he Whoopi Goldberg? His blackface is crazy. Like his
So many people have done blackface. I was just shooting something, not to like brag, but I was just shooting a thing for this organization called the Fire Org, and they were interviewing me and Jocelyn Chia, and we're talking about like Malaysia Gate and how like she told this joke about the Malaysian plane disappearing, and I simply came to her aid and publicly stood up for her, which earned me the wrath of all of Malaysia for a good 6 weeks. And so they're interviewing her about it, but like me for supporting her too. So we're just talking about like changing trends in comedy. And then at the end, they had us both watch a clip of Sarah Silverman on Conan, and she said, uh, like it's whatever joke she said. She ended up saying, "I hate chinks and then I love chinks," and I was like, "Wow, I'm actually look at that!" She said it off the cuff, like it was nothing. And I'm like, this clip alone would have gotten her fired from SNL twice if we're using Shane Gillis standards. And just the ease with which she can just say that and with no worry, no concern. That was from 2001. And was a bit envious of, the time that a lot of these comedians, like of her sort of like, I guess, generation of her class, were able to come up, get super rich and famous, and then like, well, they already have their money, so they're not worried about and if they've done some shady shit, like she's done blackface, Kimmel has done blackface, they can just be like, "Oops, whatever," and they're not really being canceled for it.
Yeah, I'm obviously much older than you, and so I remember.
Stop.
Um, I think that we had a way better social fabric when people were way more open and saying crazy stuff. I'm not trying to cancel anybody. My concern is that when you're watching people scream and cancel individuals over things that they're saying, especially in joke context, it's a political weapon because you're not canceling anybody who's going along with this nonsense. And these people got way more fodder than Roseanne Barr. But Roseanne Barr isn't on your Democrat plantation, so you guys will hit her with this type of stuff. Shutting people down and digitally assassinating them in this era when all of the 99.9% of the world's communications are done on these few platforms, silencing somebody off of those is blowing their head apart, essentially. And when you watch these woke attacks shutting down people, they're only doing it to anybody who can stop this narrative and this agenda that they're pushing that's clearly astroturf and gaslighting. And so Howard is one of these people. Howard has all of these he's got oceanfront mansions in the Hamptons while screaming about climate change. No, bro, like you just don't want to lose your gravy chain. Gravy chain. I'm just making up terms. Gravy train.
Well, you know what holds the gravy train together are gravy chains, Salty. So it all goes together.
Spilling a little bit of that gravy for the bears out there.
Yeah, you can spill all the gravy you want on this show. I'll eat it all. Right, you don't see these guys selling their waterfront homes and moving inland. You don't see anybody like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna live in the middle of Iowa. Let's do that because climate change is a thing. Yeah.
The whole thing is stupid, and so I love when that whole first of all, are you on a Malaysian no flight list? You gotta be.
I've been told that I would be immediately arrested upon arrival in Malaysia. I was told that Interpol would go after me, much like they were set to go after Jocelyn Chia to just find her and arrest her. And because I guess you actually can be arrested for jokes in Malaysia, which is so.
Oh, you're not even
so
joking.
sad.
That's
No.
you got official like
No,
letterhead saying we'll go
not
arrest
an
you.
official letter, not an official letter, but just fucking idiots online, in my Instagram. They love to flood my Instagram with comments. It literally was pictures of me at my wedding, and they're like, "You fat pig, you look like horse face," and I'm like, "This must be the most beautiful day of my life."
Don't talk about our airplanes. We'll attack you on your wedding
Yeah.
day.
But they truly, as a country, lack a sense of humor, which was just a fascinating learning experience for me.
Yeah, well, I guess when the apex of your culture is an airplane and you care about it so much that it was, that's become a key aspect of Malaysia. You guys, you lost a plane like 20 years ago. We
I
blew that up,
thought
by the way.
did we?
The deep state definitely blew it up.
Just like
I
we
can't explain
did with the
why.
Nordic pipeline or whatever?
Oh yeah, there was somebody on that airplane. There was some pain in the butt to
Somebody
the
had to
regime on
go.
that airplane. They did, yeah, had to go, disappeared it. You don't just lose planes these days. I mean,
Right.
Malaysians
Yes.
be upset at the deep state, not Chrissie.
Exactly. I was very upset with Ian Miles Chung for not coming to my aid. He is what I best knew Malaysia for, and he could not have been more silent on the issue, and I'm just so disappointed. Ian, if you're listening to this, which you're not, I'm upset with you, to say the least.
He should have come to your rescue.
Yeah, he loves American culture. I thought he loved
Yeah, that's all he tweets about.
Yeah,
Is
they
he in Malaysia?
kept telling me to wash my poop because the language barrier was such that they tried to insult me, but they didn't understand English well enough to insult me. So they kept saying, "Wash your poop. You have to wash your poop." And what they meant was like, wash your. I guess they're all big into ass washing after every time they go to the. I guess they're not wiping correctly over there, so they have to wash their asses, make a whole production of it every time. So that's what they were telling me that I needed to do, and I was like, "Look, I'm an excellent wiper, okay? You don't know what's going on down there. I did not. This is not the direction I meant to put the show in.
Scat podcast.
This is not. So you're a Steelers fan. You're an Oakland A's fan. You're a Tigers fan. What do you think about the A's moving to Vegas?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
I've been an A's fan. Well, listen, I'm not a fan of any of this anymore. This is just all stuff from my childhood.
These are just
Because
hats.
all of
Okay.
these woke morons bending the knee over stupid political stuff when I just want to watch you hit a ball. But yeah, no, Oakland is, first of all, nobody was going to A's games there was a time when Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco, they could fill up a Coliseum, but that was 30 years ago. And now nobody is going anywhere near Oakland because you will be murdered and then raped in that order.
I'd
and then
prefer that
probably
order,
robbed.
though. I'd rather be murdered than
Oh,
raped than raped
God.
than murdered. I'd rather just not feel it, you know?
That makes a lot of sense. Holy
If I had to pick, I would prefer none, but
Oh, Chrissie Mayr raped my rape joke, so we
oh
are
no,
good.
oh
Yeah.
no, but like you consented because of what you were wearing. I thought it was okay. You were smiling. You seemed into it.
I did sign a waiver when I showed up here, so I guess we're okay.
You did sign
But no,
away your dignity.
that place is completely destroyed. I'm sure you've seen every day there are videos and videos and videos of people. They park for like 4 minutes in Oakland. They don't even get out. They don't even turn the car off, and they get robbed as you're pulling the parking brake up. Is that an old reference? Pulling the parking.
The old
Kids
parking
and
brake.
newfangled
Oh
cars.
yeah, you gotta. My car is a 2010 Ford Focus. I wish it had a parking brake. I have had a broken side view mirror for probably going on 2 months now. It's held together by tape.
Oh,
I have what could be very easily like a garbage car.
buy tickets, boys. Buy tickets to her show. We gotta get her something
I
at
love
least in
driving
the
around in a
2020
piece of
era.
I've always drove around in a piece of shit car. Like I like it because why drive around something that like if someone stole from you, you'd be devastated.
Yeah, and if you're in the Bay Area, they'll steal it.
Yeah. But remember, okay, so to the point about nobody seeing the A's, didn't they do a reverse protest where people then did show up because they're like, "Oh, we can fill out a game," and then they came on a weekday. and they
The
did sort of like a reverse protest. It was an A's game, and they had an insane turnout because it was people who were pissed that the team was moving to Vegas.
boy, that sounds like a bunch of dumb idiots in California.
Yeah.
The contract was signed years ago, I imagine. There's a whole process to moving these entities, and we'll show up to their game now. Idiots, you needed to show up to their game 10 years ago. That's the problem. Nobody's
It's
been
too late
showing up.
now.
Yeah, no, this is it's always been empty. Outside of me, I remember my dad taking me when I was like a little kid to watch those Bash Brothers.
Just a little
But
baby salt?
little baby
Oh,
salt with a big old salty pretzel, and we would sit there and have the time of our life. And then Oakland went insane, and nobody would go there for fear out of safety, and the team sucks. So it's just it's a bad combo. You can't have both.
yeah.
You can have one or the other.
You know what? Focus on like being a good state first, and then eventually, if you do a good job with that, you can get your sports teams back.
Yeah. I'm like fascinated. Nobody wants to get off the BART train outside Oakland Coliseum and get stabbed. Why? It's
Maybe
part of it's part of the fun.
they could do the Oakland homeless, and they could just round up all the crackheads and just do crackhead obstacle courses. I would watch that.
It's like the Running Man game we could do over here.
Yeah. How did you get the nickname, or why did you decide to go by Salty?
Um, I think it turned out it was a joke between me and my wife, which is she's just because she's not white, and she was like, oh, you're just a salty cracker, and I was like, well, then I'm going to use that, and she was like, I don't know, you might get in trouble.
She meant it in the derogatory cracker sense.
Well, she's a racist, so yeah.
Wow.
That's not that everyone's
probably makes for fun bedtime though. Like,
we got a lot of Aztecian role play, right? Usually ends up with some effed up sheets. So
you're like, back that ass.
We're gonna steal that. Much more in the human sacrifice realm, but
oh wow,
colonize me.
Very
Somebody in the chat's hilarious. Yeah, no, she was just making a crude racist joke, and I was like, I'm going to use that, and so I stole from her. I stole her land, and then I stole her idea. So,
but you're like, I'm going to give you reparations in the form of all this dick. So enjoy, nice. And you're welcome. When did you begin your voyage into online content creation, or your origin story, as I call it?
I think it's been about 4 years, and I was just making videos on how stupid politics and video games. It was the beginning was kind of a nice mixture of ridiculous politics and politics in the culture areas. It was like I was listening to a lot of Geeks and Gamers. So I was listening to those dudes, and I was listening to Jeremy from the Quartering. I was listening to these guys, and I was like, yeah, I feel the same way too. But I'm just not as polished, and I don't have a clean mouth or a deep vocabulary. And so
same.
Yeah. So I just started screaming about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody took one of the videos. It was probably one of Brie Larson's videos. It was so long ago, about that stupid movie that she did with her zombie toes. And they put it in one of Sargon of Akkad's Discord, and it blew up. And so I've been riding that wave ever since. But I ain't going to give him any money.
Fuck him. Interesting. So you would say, what was your first, I guess, big video to really take off, or what do you feel like has gone the most viral, or you got the most positive attention from, and what video have got the most negative attention from?
I think one of the biggest videos, because it was real early, and it was before. One of the biggest videos was a video. I think it had something to do with them taking white doctors off of a wall in a one of these medical universities, like a lecture hall or something like this. And I remember just going, well, that's real stupid and racist. And I remember making the video going, man, they're going to call me a racist after this. And I was real nervous about it. And I was like, yeah, but what they're doing is right. This is before my understanding of how all of this culture war stuff was really going to work out, this cultural Marxism. And it was a video when I had like 10 subs, and it got like a couple thousand views, and it immediately got turned off on YouTube. Like you could see the analytics in the background. So I was sitting there going, I have 10 subs. This was a banger of a video, apparently. And you turned it off, and I was like, holy balls, they throttling people with 10 subs on this. And I knew it was going to be, I was like, okay, this is going to be an uphill battle this entire time. But not caring about that, because I was doing this, this was never my day job. I had a job, and then I had a side business, and I was doing videos in between clients. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and taking up more and more of the day. And then people started super chatting, and people started sending in donations. And then it just turned into this monstrosity.
And then the dick pics started coming, and
yeah. Dick pics, feet pics, everybody's into that weird stuff.
Can you say what your day job was at the time, or your side hustle?
Yeah, I started my own business where I was tutoring little kids with autism. And so
that's what I feel like I do, because a lot of my fans are autistic on my Compound Media show. I feel like I'm helping them.
Yeah. And so I was doing that, and then
what were you tutoring them in?
Was that?
What were you tutoring them in?
Everything. I had kids who were learning how to speak.
Body language cues. Like, this is.
Yeah. I was teaching kids to patience. A lot of them was just, this is, you're just going to sit. We're going to read a book or something. And the parents were like, my kid's 12 years old. I've never read a book to him. And I was like, okay, well, here's the process. Like, it's a long process. And if, you're willing to, hang in there with it, then, I will. It was a home-based tutoring thing. And it really took off, because the special ed services probably in this country, but definitely in the state, they're incredibly stupid. And they just want to put your kid on drugs, and they don't want you to learn anything about your kid. They don't want you to do any work. They don't really care. It's a complete disservice. Everything in the education system of this state's fucking stupid.
Jesus. What did you study to, like, first of all, how do you teach a kid with autism patience? And then was that your was that your background? Did you have
that was my background. That was my background. And so when I was doing it in the public school system, they were basically just like they would teach you how to restrain kids. It's madness. Ooh. It's madness. And they're like, okay, well, what we'll do is we'll just restrain kids until they do what we want. And I'm sitting there going, that's stupid. Like, that's dangerous and stupid. And people are being getting their noses broken and constantly getting chewed. People would wear you ever seen when they're training like a canine and they got the big old pillows wrapped around the arms?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're wearing that to work. I'm sitting there going, you could just not piss the kid off. Let's do that.
They're gonna bite their arm. That's insane. I used to work at a school in admissions, and it was an all boys school. Kids, especially boys, have to expend their energy. Like, they have to run around. Tire them out.
Yeah, all you have to do if you're working with a kid, and the school system isn't going to do this because because it costs money, it's time, and it's a little bit labor intensive, but you just need to align their interests with what you're trying to teach them. And so I was teaching like these kids at like 12. I was teaching them about money. Like these kids, they couldn't count in the classroom, but in the tutoring service, we got them up to a point where they were counting money. And I was just having the kid buy stuff that he wanted. I was like, okay, here, you got Roblox toys, or you got Minecraft toys. Okay, well, that's $1. So you're going to give me $1 and just set up like this, like a.
Would you just take money out of your own wallet and be like, all right, we're gonna.
Oh no, because if it goes sour,
go into this bank. We're going into the bank. Here's the plan. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, no, you could teach a kid to do anything with Play-Doh. If they're into Play-Doh, if they're into Legos, or if they're into a lot of kids are into cars or trains, you can teach them to do anything if you utilize what they love and what they want. And the school system was like, "Oh, you ain't got time for that. Just grab that stupid kid, yank him down, tie him to a chair, and then he'll scream himself to sleep, and then we'll put him on a bus, send him back home." I'm like, "This is stupid. This is
That's
fucking stupid."
horrible. What inspired you to like study that? Did you know somebody like in your life, or you just always kind of felt for them?
No, I was so I my master's is in econ, and when I was doing that, I was a substitute teacher as a job because it's extraordinarily flexible. Like you can pick what days you want to work. A lot of the time you only work like half a day, but you get a full day's pay. The teaching as a sub's a fucking scam. It's pretty cool. If it works for you. And
You just
so
need to know how to put a projector on or a movie,
yeah,
and then you leave.
roll a cart because
Yeah.
some of them still have it. I'm like, damn, that's a Laserdisc player. It's 2023 up in here. Shut up. And so yeah, I was just kind of like, I was just doing the subbing thing, and I was like, this is way better than work. All my friends ended up working at a bank, or they tried to get a job at the Federal Reserve over there in San Francisco. Thank God I didn't go in that direction.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, they all ended up so as we're going through school, and my friends are graduating and going out, they're getting these jobs, and then we're hanging out. They want to kill themselves. And I was sitting there going, I'm not interested in killing myself. Like they were more suicidal than all of these transgender lunatics.
Wow.
Boom. Come on. Oh no.
I have felt
Trouble.
suicidal at most of my day jobs, so I
Yeah.
definitely agree with that. And I was just doing like women's work. I was just answering phones, doing calendar stuff, passing out sandwiches. Yeah. Okay.
Raising
So
other
did you
people's kids.
Yeah. My sister's a teacher, so I'll happily shit on teachers for as long as you'd like. Yeah. They get summers off. They think they work so fucking hard.
Y- it's insane. Most of these people when they think of teachers, well, before COVID, because I think that has destroyed this image of teachers. But
Oh,
before
once we
that,
saw them, yeah, once we saw
yeah,
what they were up to when the kids were learning from home, people were like, "What the fuck?"
yeah, the most of the teachers that I've worked with are scumbags. They just they ride off of this era of propaganda that these are saint people, that they care so much. It's a job for 90% of these people. It's a job, and a good chunk of those people don't care, and they'll do the bare minimum. There's 10% who are just insanely sweet people, and they will kill themselves. They will kill their relationships. They will end up divorced. They will ignore their own kids for their classroom. And everybody thinks that they think it's an inverse, that it's 90% of those people. No, those people are very rare, but everybody else is riding underneath their cover. And I think COVID showed a lot of people. These people are, no, I'm not going to go back to work. Why not? You're 15. You got 15 booster shots. You got some of them needles dangling out of you still. Get
Yeah,
to work.
you're
No,
boosted.
I don't
Get
want to
out
do
there.
it.
I think my
That's
sister is in that small percentage of people that like really give their all, like spend so much of their own money, like yeah, obsess over the lesson plans. But like teachers don't make for great friends. Like try not to be friends with too many teachers. They're very controlling. If you're not ready to leave when they want to leave, it's a huge issue. Like they'll be like, "You're not doing what I want you to do. Pencils down."
to take the mentality to the bar afterwards.
For real. For real. That's interesting though. You sound like actually, what are you drinking? Is that poo
It's
water? Is that
cocaine.
Malaysian Spring?
This is it's just a drink full of ground up vegetables.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to
You're a
get healthy
juicer?
for my wife.
You're a juicer?
Well, no, somebody else grinds it up for me, but well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'll take that title on.
Okay. That's cool. That'll make you go for sure.
Oh, keep you regular. Yeah, we really turned this into a scat podcast. I had no idea.
No, I love that you actually are passionate and helped like autistic kids. Like that's I was just thinking like how would I teach somebody about patience? I don't know if I have the patience for that. So,
Well, I'm sure with your ability to manage a crowd, it's kind of the same skill set. Managing a classroom, managing a crowd, hecklers putting them down, making fun of their ugly girlfriends in front
but
of
you're not
them.
supposed to roast a child. I would roast the kids. You know what I mean? If they didn't listen to me or got out of line, I'd be like, "Oh, really? Do we want to talk about your braces? Do we talk about your
Oh,
weight? Is this what you want to do? Let's dance." I would roast the kids.
I'm your Huckleberry. Get them, yeah. Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's your attitude with that whole Malaysian thing. To circle back to that real fast. Um, So perfectly well done. Never bending the knee, never apologizing over. Oh, listen, if you're actually sorry for something, you want to apologize. I'm not knocking apology if it's actually in your heart, but somebody dragging an apology out of you as a struggle session. No, no, no. Tell them to eat a dick and move on. Like the. I was sitting there going, this is textbook example of how you handle these monsters.
Oh, thank you. Because it's never. And I was trying to explain this to Jocelyn. Like it's 'cause it's never gonna be enough. You should never apologize for a joke because jokes are not meant to be, like, ill-intended. I mean, unless it's a roast battle, which a joke could be ill-intended, but all bets are off. It's mutual brutalness. So you're not gonna apologize for a roast battle joke, and you're not gonna apologize for a joke in your stand-up set that's meant to entertain. But what these woke mobs do, they bully you into apologizing for a well-intentioned joke. So it's like that it's like anyone who's been in a toxic relationship where you're forced into like the person makes it all your fault and you're forced into like an apology of something you didn't even do wrong. It feels like that. It's just so unnatural and they'll never stop. It's because it's not about the apology. They want you not working. They want you irrelevant. They want you off the internet because it's a power trip for them. It actually has nothing to do with like comedy or being offended. It's just like these folks have been conditioned to think like, "Ooh, we can get a quick surge of power by like canceling somebody." And the people that do the canceling, they're not even consumers of comedy. They're not even people who enjoy comedy, have a favorite comedian, go to shows, own any comedy albums. They're just like fucking tards with a lot of time on their hands. So you can't apologize.
Yeah, no, everything you just said is perfect. I'm glad to see that there's a younger generation of people understanding. Like it took me a long time to understand that we're headed into a real stupid era in this world right now. So things are getting a little bit more compounded, and the understandings and the awakenings are happening quicker. But to see young people recognize, no, they're going to call me a racist, so I don't care anymore. Like, okay, I'm a bigot. Let's move on. I'm going to keep making the jokes
Yeah.
because the audience there's a market for these jokes and you're good at it, and so these yeah they want you to be the controlled unfunny joke tellers of the left. No, 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 we want funny people. Like, don't, and then not backing down and throwing it right back in their face. Beautiful.
And being offended has now become a form of social currency, and it's not done in good faith. It's exactly the point you made earlier. It's like they're not gonna call out or cancel like Jimmy Kimmel or Sarah Silverman or any
Mhm.
of their own people for doing blackface. But the minute Shane Gillis says chink on a podcast, he's out. The minute I say anything anywhere, oh, let's fire up another article. And it's just not it's never even. It always has the underlying reason always has to do, with politics, and, I'm just, so you'll see a lot of this too, like, the people and the celebrities and the comedians who apologize the most, I just don't respect them because it's like, why are you in the entertainment why are you in the comedy business if you're gonna be constantly like, then stop, then get out. If you're gonna be constantly apologizing, like, why are you doing this? It's like
Yeah.
you're a painter and you go to, like, paint something and you just keep throwing it out. It's like, well, then don't bother.
Yeah, well, the unfunny ones have to apologize because the it's all of their audience is bullshit anyway. It's all astroturf, and so the actual funny people don't have to apologize. You'll always have an audience. People will always buy tickets. Nobody. There is a gigantic thirst from a group of people who don't want to see people bending the knee. Nobody is buying any of this nonsense that the left is selling. All of this stuff is all it's a side effect of social media, and people will updo it and they'll hard it and they'll do all this other stupid stuff for the forward facing aspect of their social media. But behind that phone, they're sitting there going, "Oh, I can't believe they're cutting that kid's dick off. Like, that's a dumb thing to be doing."
Right. Oh, it's so easy to be on board with it until it's like your kid. Okay, really, what would you do if it was your kid? Okay.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
I feel like ultimately, like, you really don't know until you're in that position. It's so easy to just be like, "Oh yeah, equality."
Yeah.
And think when it becomes to just like comedy in Hollywood, these folks, a lot of these leftist comedians and actors and actresses have like really made themselves slaves to the left, and they're completely, you know, at the mercy of their approval or dismissal, and like that is all reliant on, oh, what, you want me to apologize? Okay, I'll do whatever, because it's actually a blessing to come up kind of on the independent side, because you're not a slave to the system. You're not controlled by what they want you to do. And so, like, yeah, it's a slower come up for sure. You might not ever get to a place where you're making a ton of money, but your fans they'll be more ride or die. You'll have fewer of them. Like, I have no management, but I know, like, all right, I could probably sell out 100-seat theater, like, no problem. And everybody there will be down and have a great fucking time. And I'm happy with that. All I ever wanted was, like, I just want to pay my bills and, like, not have to answer phones and not have to, like, change somebody's bedpan, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, that's the best, like, not having this idea of going corporate for anything isn't going to work anymore. You can't make comic books for Marvel. You can't make comic books for DC. You can't make movies for Disney. You can't do that. They're not interested in making good stuff. They're interested in propaganda and then protecting it. And you're going to have to apologize and walk on eggshells the entire time. And nobody's interested in that. That's completely confining for somebody who is artistic. And when your audience is when you rely on an audience buying tickets, you can't compromise your artistic integrity, and so you can't be apologizing. All these people who apologize, then they are trapped because they've turned off anybody who recognizes how dumb this is, and then they've sold themselves to a bunch of people who don't buy anything. These lunatic lefties, these anger addicts are never coming to your show. They're never buying your comic book. They're never buying your movie. They're not going to do anything. They just want to yell on the internet.
yeah, it's weird. In a sense, like, I will sometimes be occasionally envious of people like that are more mainstream comics that have like big cushy management, that have a big tour and like tons of money and, like, whatever, all the things, right? And then, but they are kind of slaves to it because they can't just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go independent. I'm sick of these overlords, because to the general public they'll look untrustworthy. They'll be like, wait, are you, oh, so you're with us? Can we trust you? Can we be a fan of you? Like, a friend of mine, well, this girl that works at Compound Media, and she told me, she's like, oh, I noticed on, this is so random, but the point of this story is, like, you never know who is watching you and who might be, who knows, even like envious of you. She said, oh, I was looking at Michael Che's Instagram. I guess he has this habit of, like, he has one post, but then he'll post something one day and delete it the next. I guess that's his style. Like, I don't really follow him, so I don't know that he does that. She's like, yeah, I saw that he posted like the video of you when you made that like dumb fried chicken joke on Newsmax. He's like, he posted that and said, I can't believe I used to do open mics with this girl, but then deleted it. And I was like, well, I never saw it. And I'm just like, why would Michael Che on SNL, rich, famous, friends with celebrities, well, it just blew my mind that he would even post and then delete anything that had to do with me, because it's like, you're above that, dude. Like, you're in a different league. We're not even each other's like competition. What's even the point of like dunking on me? Because it's like, you're in a whole nother level. Like, you're hanging out with Taylor Swift. Like, what the fuck? It's just a strange thing. It's like I had this strange moment of, like, you just don't ever think anybody who's like ahead of you is like looking back at you.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy sounds like a coward. He's like, "Oh, I shared a stage with her once. I got to let everybody know that I hate her."
Like, are you better than me? Like, what? Like, aren't you're doing great. Like, he did stand up for like maybe a year, maybe two, and got plucked for SNL. That's the fucking dream, man. Like, you made it. Congrats. It's a wrap. So I don't know. I was thinking about it, and I was like, why would he? Anyway, we're not here for me. We're here for you, Salty. We have a couple of supers. Deranged Lunatic Chrissy, Salty Cracker is a big get. Congrats. You are a big get.
Oh, that's awfully sweet to say. Thank you.
That's what your wife said last night.
Oh. Ooh. Oh my God.
I hate myself. Electric Ninja. Oh my God, Ziz. Oh, right. I don't understand that. Show Seguno. Chrissie Mayr Lambo Fund. Oh, wow. Would I get a Lamborghini? What would I get? No, I think I would just get another shitty car. Matthew Hammond. Salty Cracker is great. He is the person we did not know we needed, but are glad he is here to ridicule these people. This is a great crossover. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, even though I feel like I'm mostly talking about me, which I apologize for. Steve Frompa, allegedly. Thank you. King of Diet Coke, Biden would negotiate your release from Malaysia. Oh, I don't think he would. I would not get the Brittany Griner treatment.
You ain't got that female penis.
Nope. It's just a big clit. Louis Cox, Chrissy, may I say this salty dude is a cutie. Ooh, you have some simps in the chat.
Nice.
Cecil.
I'll take it.
What's up, Cecil? Yes, Salty is the man. Lex Luthor was right. Sink California into the sea. I would be fine with that. I would say just save Anna, that Star Wars girl. The rest of it can go.
Arizona Bay.
And the whatever podcast can go down with it. No, I'm kidding. I enjoy watching it. King of Diet Coke. Maoist struggle sessions had apologies, then jail. Oof. VW Taz, you're my fave, Chrissy. Let the salt flow. Who came up with "Let the salt flow"? Was that your catchphrase? Or did
Frank
your fans
Herbert.
come up with it?
Yeah, we just stealing that from Dune.
Oh, I've seen Dune.
The new one or the good one?
The movie that just came out. I think they're making a second one, but I didn't read the book or the whatever the most recent Dune movie that came out. I saw.
Oh, you got to go drop acid, and then you got to go watch the one from the 80s. It'll blow your mind.
You can't watch it just sober?
Watching it sober is fun too, but if you're high as balls, the first one, David Lynch, that dude's a madman.
Really?
And that Dune movie is insane.
Okay.
So good.
I'm gonna do it. I don't know about the drugs though. Hail Salty, hail Christy, hail Comic Gate. Elsa Barrett. I remember Salty's pop culture content. I also remember the stream with the totally legitimate 2020 election. Ever since then, Salty Army is everywhere. True. I see your fans in most chats of most shows I do.
That's awesome. Yeah, we got a savage group of sticky berserkers. And they always salt them. Yeah, they love it. Weed sticky, Chrissy, not the other.
Of course,
stuff.
not like a sticky sock or box of tissues. Joe Dutchman, Chrissy, when are you going to tour the PNW and sample our fine selection of meth and fent? What's the PNW? Is that like an Asian country?
That's Patriots.win. I think PNW.
Oh.
PDW? Is the N anywhere near the D?
You guys, I don't know what these things stand for. I'm terrible with initials. Okay. Pastor Chatelet, Mohap, Salty Army is legion in every region. Oh, it rhymes. What's Mohap? More oranges have.
That's pretty close.
It's Arnold Palmer's.
Michelle Obama has a penis.
Oh, of course. Big Mike.
Big Mike Robinson.
Reverend Rand, the Salty Army is legion in every region. Somebody already said that.
Thanks,
thank
lads.
You. Jim Statella. Oh my God, he's following me on every stream today, Jim. First he was with me on Stuttering John, and now he's here. Hi, Chrissy. You need to connect Salty with the ant. He would be a great guest for tax, so we can hear his completely unfiltered thoughts. Wanted to say hi before the boss's show starts at 4. Oh, yes. Are you familiar with Anthony Cumia, my boss?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Anthony Cumia. Him and the Gavin McInnes stuff is the tits. And boy, I remember Anthony Cumia doing the Jackie impression over on Stern way back on K-Rock days. Dude came in off the
Oh,
street. I think he
wow.
was laying concrete, and he came in
Yes.
for a show one day, and he's like 12 in the back row with an afro.
Wow. People love Anthony because he is a real person. He worked real jobs for many years and just is a naturally funny guy. And
Yeah, that dude and Adam Carolla.
yes, him and Adam Carolla, even though they've become very successful and are legends, they're still extremely down to earth, and they understand the common man. VW Taz Salty, when are you coming back on FNT? Pretty pleased with the cherry on top.
The Friday ones are hard because I do my show on Friday, but I mean, you guys, that Friday Night Tights is so long. I could
It is so
probably jump
long.
in, I don't know, before or after, but the Tuesday show is easier for me to jam on.
Yeah. We've been honing in on 4 hours lately.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
seems. You guys got a big panel, so it kind of works out.
yeah. There's a
Two
lot
and a
of
half
us.
hours of me screaming kind of wipes me out. I know it sounds a bunch of dudes laying concrete and roofing right now, going, "You pussy."
Right? Exactly.
Sorry, guys. Listen. I'm not comparing. Right? I'm just saying.
T.S. Burton, Pacific Northwest.
Oh.
Seattle. Seattle, of course. I've never been to
Ain't
Seattle.
nobody going near Seattle.
But I
Crazy.
love
That place is
coffee.
dangerous.
Yeah, no, thank you. Oh, well, this is not a super chat, but Chrissy has big panels. Thank you. Thank you. I did a specific shopping trip just for shirts that would make my boobs look big on YouTube, and I feel like I have accomplished my goal. Well, okay then, Ben. The Berserker Army is here. Congrats on getting the Salt King. He's the tits. Chrissy, I die laughing every time I think of you as Frost. Hilarious. Thank you. I am afraid I don't know if I'll ever be able to top my Frost impression, but I will die trying.
Where's she at? Did she? I know that she got fired.
She got fired from G4, and I think she quit the internet. I think she just packed up her lesbian bags and just went home, and maybe she's just living a quiet lesbian life. I haven't heard or seen from her. I think she's off Twitter even.
Yeah, I think you guys publicly murdered a chick on the internet, and it was fantastic
to
watch.
She's never acknowledged that she's seen the Frost impression.
She has to have seen it. It's more prolific than her. I've seen you doing her more than I've seen her doing her.
It's part of me now.
Beat up. That was fantastic.
God, I feel bad. I wasn't trying to be cruel. I just I like
don't feel
doing
bad.
impressions because you can be creative and you can just like kind of create a person that like doesn't exist but that you wish kind of did.
When you first did it, I thought I was like, holy shit, they got Frost. I was like, is that her?
There was a moment where we really thought Quartering was going to get her, and I think she bailed off the Quartering stream.
She bailed on Jeremy, and I haven't seen her again. I've seen your impression more than I've seen her. I haven't seen her at all lately, and her oh man, single-handedly feminist bridging an entire G-Force 4 network is one of my favorite things in the last few years.
That was pretty iconic. She lives with her lesbian wife in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. She stretches her canvases. Oh boy. And that's an interesting visual. Isabel Alive. Untrue. I care about you, but be happy. Do you, Salt? Oh, okay. Thank you, Isabella. And thank you, Patriot Gestalt, for the 10 and just no comment, which is sometimes perfect. All we need is just silence. Oh, Isabella said, Salty, I love you. Do coke, I care not. All right. Like he's getting in a little bit personal. Matt Hughes, the two most hilarious peeps on the interzones. God bless you both and the Salty Army. The salt must flow. Okay. I think I cut you off when I asked you the question of what video has gotten you the most blowback or the most negative attention.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one's gotten me the most negative attention. Every time we do something on, there's this wasp's nest of these mentally ill goofballs whenever you complain about drag weirdos showing their female penises to small children. But I'm really tone deaf to a bunch of kid diddlers yelling at me. And quite frankly, if I make a video and a bunch of kid diddlers aren't yelling at me, I don't feel like I've done my job. So, but those are the ones that are anything to do with the Rainbow Mafia seems to really upset angry people.
I just saw a clip, and maybe it was from your Twitter thread where it was in Ireland, and a dad came into a classroom where they're doing a drag queen story hour, and he was just being like, "This is filth. I don't respect you guys. Like, why are you protecting him?" And there was just like a wave of thems, arms interlocked, protecting this dad just from voicing an opinion. He wasn't trying to hurt anybody. He wasn't trying to like start a fight. He just was in there like, this is bullshit. Like, this shouldn't be happening. And there were more, rainbow protectors there than kids actually listening to the story hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're definitely afraid of it's the libs of TikTok effect. They want this to proliferate on TikTok and other social media that normies aren't on yet. So they can kind of get away with it and exchange it as currency almost at this point. But the minute somebody goes in there with a camera and starts showing a goofball dressed as a prostitute 3 feet away from small children, no sane person, I don't care what flavor of politics you are ingesting, no sane person is sitting there thinking that's okay. And that's what they're afraid of. They don't want dads or moms. They don't want anybody showing what's happening.
Dads, though. They are the most afraid of dads. Yeah.
That's my biggest fear is that this is clearly engineered to get a dad to kill somebody. And because then it fulfills all of their groundwork narratives that they've pushed out that conservatives are violent. It'll probably be done with a gun. And so they'll attack the guns.
James Lindsay, it's totally, he was talking about it. He's like, I foresee, I don't want this to happen, but there's going to be a trans Floyd event, basically.
Yeah, that and they want that. The people who are so none of these drag things, the drag queen story hours or the drag queen studio or any of this nonsense that they're doing, none of it is because there is an audience for it. They are not selling tickets. These are all venues that are paid with federal funds that are laundered to these individuals from a political position that has stolen our tax money. So nobody is selling tickets. Nobody is showing up to these events because they're paying. You just saw with this video. There were 12 zimzerbs in there and 6 kids, but there are 15 people blocking the door. And every time you see one of these events at a library or anything of this, those people aren't there because they are a consumer of this nonsense. Somebody has already paid for this, and it's the state.
Yeah, this was on your feed.
Yeah, he just pushes right. I love this dude.
Sorry, excuse me.
Because look, it's a public library.
Right, it's public.
The door.
This is
a disgrace. You're
morally wrong.
Actual
Reading
here.
this is wrong. Drag queen story time for children.
Reading stories to children.
Oh yeah, it's the stories that we have a problem with. We hate stories and reading.
Why don't you want people to see you reading stories then? Like, why aren't you broadcasting this? Why aren't you streaming this? Why isn't this on the library's YouTube page? Why are you blocking a dude with a can? Because it's wrong.
Why do they not have super chats? It could be going towards a wig fund for the drag queens. Like, why not?
Thong fund.
Yeah.
This is absolutely disgraceful. We have kids, men dressed as prostitutes, reading filth to
The
children.
umbrella. They always come through with the umbrella. And it's bad luck to open an umbrella indoors. Especially a gay one.
What's this all about, lads? We can't. Hi, how's it going? Lads, we can't stand for this. Drag queen story time.
And once you've equated culturally words, just words of dissent with actual violence, that justifies them to have a violent return on this guy. Just like, we're justified to drag this guy out by his neck because he, voiced displeasure.
Yeah. Yeah, they're constantly assaulting people. There's another video of a similar event like this. A guy goes in there to film it, and then they physically grab the dude and throw him out. I'm sitting there going, that's the only assault that's taken place. Like you're the ones assaulting people, but they're the ones screaming that they're being genocided.
And why are they wearing pink life jackets? Are they gonna go rafting down a Trans River? What is going? Is there gonna be a whitewater rafting trip after this? What's with the?
It's for monkeypox awareness.
Yeah, because they're drowning in dick, probably. They're all yes, it's monkeypox river.
Don't be touching me.
Yep.
Hey Steve, can you record this? Where are you?
And of course, they are trying to manhandle him and throw him out. It's like, you know, who's really doing great is Billboard Chris, and he's always, he's a tall dude. He seems mostly by himself, but I'm like, damn, he is by himself. Like, I do sometimes worry about him, but he's crushing it and creating a lot of awareness and doesn't give a fuck and doesn't apologize and is firm on his mission.
Yeah, and he keeps going out. They broke his arm.
What?
A year or two ago. That's how I first found him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I think them broke his arm, or he had a broken arm and was at an event and they accosted him. Either way, he's been doing it for years now, and the dude, yeah, he's not going to give up. And his signs are kids can't consent. That nobody's in disagreement with that, except for these lunatics who have to take upon this position that doesn't make any sense. Kids can't consent. They just can't. You would never let a kid
get a tattoo or drink all of the soda in the house.
Yeah, I had a mole, and I was telling the doctor, I was like, if it's fine, but I still want it removed. And the guy goes, yeah, no, I'm not in the business of cutting things off of people just because you don't want it on there. I'm like, but it'll be cancerous eventually. And I was sitting there going, you have colleagues that are cutting dicks off of kids, man.
And also people will get preventative, like fucking their tits cut off because they have like the BRCA gene or something.
Yeah, I was just my head was spinning when he was like, I ain't gonna cut that off. He goes, it's fine. It's fine.
You keep that mole until it's a problem.
And he's like, he goes, it's abnormal, but we'll just keep an eye on it. I was like, well, can't we just cut it off now? I'm busy. And he's like, well, listen, we can't just be cutting healthy parts of you off. I was like, that's funny that you said that, because that blue-haired idiot next door is consulting a 12-year-old right now about cutting their dick off. Can we step in on that?
Well, can we get a mole update? What happened?
I just gotta keep going back now.
It's still there.
I'm because of my white privilege manifests in these ridiculous German moles, and so I go every
German
year.
Too? Yay!
Yeah. Oh, we can acknowledge it here. All right, jawohl. All right, okay, all right. Yeah. Like a eighth or 16th.
Okay, I'm half.
I don't do math.
I'm 50%. The chat wants to see the mole.
Apologies.
Mole.
The mole's on my back.
It's like let's
trying to get my shirt off.
Powers, where he's like mole. Yeah. Where he's got the mole on his face. All right, that's cool. All right, so you're German. You got a mole you're dealing with. Let's see here. Hijab. Salt is punk culture. Changed my mind. I would agree.
Awesome, brother. Thank you.
What sort of social group were you in high school? Like, who were you?
Nerds.
Okay.
Nerds. We were the group of kids playing video games. So it'd be lunchtime, and while all the cool kids would skip school, we would go to a classroom and we would play Doom on this really stupid old game on these were the only computers that were networked together was at school. And so we would, instead of smoking weed like we were supposed to, we would go and play Warcraft or Doom, and then try to not get beat up on the way to ceramics class.
That's cute. Yeah, you don't want to get beat up in ceramics. That sounds painful. That broken glass. Elsa Barrett. Frost wasn't digitally murdered. It was self-defense.
Self-defense.
Oh my god. Sorry, Frost, if you're watching.
I'm not sorry. You deserved every bit of it. What a lunatic.
It was really fun.
Yeah, I hope her getting fired was a groundswell of all those other idiots on the couch getting fired as well. Clapping along with her. Oh,
yeah.
Go get him, Frost. Get him. Hope you're unemployed, idiots.
She was the ringleader. Yeah. Baron of Gray Matter. Watch out, Salty. Abe is macking on Chrissy. The salt must flow. I enjoy the Abe Lincoln poster behind you. It's nice to finally see him without his shirt on.
Everybody got them boobs out.
Informed about nothing. The salt must flow. Chrissy is freaking out. Wow, that's amazing. I cannot take compliments anymore because I am on so many streams where everyone's calling me a horse and that I am disgusting. So I'm taken aback with a compliment. Yeah, I just came from Stuttering John's podcast. We were in kind of a mutual war, a cold war for the last couple of years because he did my show. I caused something that I did not intend to cause. I said, "Oh, you don't really do stand up that much, right? You sort of like, I don't know, like dabble in stand up." He's like, "I what?" And then he got so upset that I said he dabbles in stand up. It created a whole Reddit called the Dabblers, like a Dabbler universe. We had a fucking Dabble Con convention, like all fans of Stuttering John. It was insane. It was like all these comedians and shows that were created just to dunk on him. And I sort of not caused it. I just was like, I was the match. Like, imagine a room full of gasoline and I was just the little match. And anyway, so today he decided to have me on his podcast to like make up with him. So it's pretty crazy. Like he was being nice. Like I didn't really trust it, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's hilarious how much YouTube content there is where they're just crapping on the. Listen, I think he deserves every bit of it. I gotta be honest with you. I gotta be absolutely honest with you. He is such a dipshit. Because he's. How do you fail this badly at life? I mean, you were in the proximity of the greatest radio show of all time during its apex, and you ended up being the stuttering announcer for Jay Leno. Was it it was Jay Leno.
Yeah.
And you fucked all of this up. Like you were just
he was hanging out with the Kardashians. He was just telling me today he was there at the birth of the idea of keeping up with the Kardashians. He was saying I was like, "Do you think you and your wife should have got a producer credit on the show?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, and now he is the laughing stock of a whole sector of the internet. There are entire podcasts about just shitting on him. I'm sitting there going, how is this? I'm shocked that that's sustainable. And it's Stuttering John. This isn't 1994. Who the hell even knows who he is these days?
He's growing his hair back out again. That's what he's doing because he wants to be even more recognized as Stuttering John. And guess what? He didn't stutter once. I was on with him for an hour and a half. He didn't stutter once. So
I'm shocked that he had you back on.
I am too.
Because
I
that
almost
was
never trusted. He was so
weekend.
nice. I was like, there's a catch coming, I think.
Oh,
so yeah,
man.
he is very much a lol cow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he, I think, is ultimately a good guy. Maybe if anything, he listens too much to the trolls, or he bases too much of his information on like just what people tell him instead of like looking into it.
Yeah, so he seems like somebody he's just kind of afraid to stand up for himself. Which, like, how did you make it anywhere through that internship on the Stern Show? And you're afraid, like, the stuff that he says on that. I listened to some of it because there's a bunch of lefty politic people that he has on there, and I'm just like, damn, you're all dumb. You're all dumb lesbians. It's a shame.
I agree. They are all dumb lesbians. Matt Hughes, shut up, Paul. I don't know who Paul is, but thank you.
Poor Paul. There's this clip that we had on our show where there's a bunch of these teachers. This is during COVID, which is these dipshits, and they're sitting around and they're trying to keep the school shut down. And this lady is huffing into her mask. She's like, the kids gotta wear masks. And she almost faints during it. She starts screaming at people, acknowledging that she's fainting because she's wearing a stupid mask. And so it's Paul's become a thing.
There was nothing sadder than watching all these mask videos, like the teachers forcing these kids and like babies to wear masks. Oh my God.
Yeah. I saw one where these two idiots were trying to force one on a 2-year-old, and I was like, I don't even have a 2-year-old. I want to punch you dumb idiots right in the face.
Yeah, like they're not getting it. How come we don't? I don't know. People are so dumb. Baron of Grey Matter, Chrissy is Abraham Lincoln. Oh, stop. If anything, I'm I don't know. Who was another president that doesn't get enough pun play? Uh what's the one that starts with an H? Oh,
Hoover?
maybe Taft? Maybe Isabel alive again. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Okay, thank you. Mad Links. Hey, Salty. Shut up, Paul. Lol. I'm still cracking up over that.
Yeah. I love that clip.
I want to talk about this. I saw this on your thread. Oh, wait. No, that was the other thing. This was about Charles Barkley, who I have not seen or heard from in so long. Legendary basketball player Charles Barkley called beer drinkers who boycott Bud Light over its tie-up with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney rednecks and a-holes during a profanity-laced tirade in defense of the beleaguered Anheuser-Busch. Oh, really? We're gonna stand up for Anheuser-Busch? They'll be fine. Okay, they have
Leads the
spiked
multi-billion-dollar
seltzers.
company.
Yeah, they have a lot going on, not just Bud Light. All of you rednecks and a-holes who don't want to drink Bud Light, fuck y'all, the outspoken television commentator told the cheering crowd at a bar in Lake Tahoe where he was playing a celebrity golf tournament over the weekend. Oh my God. So he really understands struggle.
Yeah. Lake Tahoe is the San Francisco of lakes. It's just a bunch of blue-haired morons around this
It's gay
place. And so
lake.
he comes out and he goes, I brought 3 cases of this. You're gonna drink it. He starts screaming at the crowd, drink it. Drink 3 cases. Well, big spender. I mean, this dude.
He's making
and
people drink Bud Light?
he's screaming at him.
That is so
Drink
gay.
it. Drink it. Drink it. Drink it. It'll turn you gay. No.
Barkley's comments were captured on video in clips that have gone viral. But in one clip, Barkley offers to buy people at the bar Bud Light. He then taunts his critics by saying, "Hey, y'all can't cancel me. I ain't worried about getting canceled." I don't think he understands
No.
what it takes to be canceled and what kinds of people are getting canceled.
No, this guy's so out of touch. He's like, you
Ugh.
better drink this multi-billion-dollar beer. Oh, you won't drink the billion-dollar beer? Well, then I might get canceled. That doesn't make any sense, dude. You everything you are saying and screaming about has been state sanctioned. Trunism and stupid, ridiculous pisswater beer. You're fine.
This feels like, yeah, you don't want to. You're like, oh, Mom, I didn't like your lasagna. What? Are you trying to cancel me? You know, it's like you don't know what you're talking about, Mom. He's giving off mom vibes. If y'all
He
fire
looks
me
like it.
and give me all that money, I'm gonna be playing golf every fucking day. What? Another video circulated showing Barkley at the same venue. Oh, he was saying, if you're gay, bless you. If you're trans, bless you. If you have a problem with that, fuck you. Really, Charles? Let's see you take a dick right now. How much of an ally are you? Bend
Female
over,
dick.
sir. Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Oh my goodness. I want y'all to drink this fucking beer.
Yeah.
Barkley told the audience. I got 3 cases of Bud Light, Sir Charles told the audience, adding, if you're gay, bless you. Oh my God. What the hell? It's too much. He did this. He wanted this to go viral.
Yeah, well, they paid him. Bud Light paid him to do this. So
Of course
yeah.
they did. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Bud Light is only hiring transgender goofballs to push their piss beer. And so they picked him up and they said, hey, go out there. There's 3 cases of this swill and scream at everybody. And we'll give you a couple $1,000. And he's a good little whore. And so he did it.
Bud Light sales plunged 28.5% for the week ending in July 1st, slightly worse than the 27.9% decline they suffered the previous week. So they're definitely not going to buy it for 4th of July week. Yeah. Social media users have posted videos and images showing supermarket shelves stocked with cases of Bud Light that are being offered with rebates that whittle the cost next to nothing. Oof. Yeah, because it's all going to expire. Meanwhile, rival brands such as do they mean Modelo? Model Especial have picked up market share. Calls to boycott Bud Light grew in the wake of Mulvaney's social media post early April. Blah blah blah. They lost $27 billion in market cap. They'll be fine, and if they're not, whatever.
Yeah, this is just a continuation of them trying to survive this over here because they're used to people just kind of giving up on boycotts and just kind of rolling over. And this is this is a sustainable boycott. There's nobody's drinking. People are drinking Bud Light because I don't know, maybe they're trying to save some fucking calories or something. But there's way better beer right next to it.
Yeah, and there's way better light options. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's why I was saying, Dylan, you better not go near my spiked seltzers because I do not want to boycott. I don't want to boycott my High Noons or my Trulies. I had something called the Surfside yesterday, which had barely any alcohol in it, but it was delicious. It was like an iced tea flavor. Anyway, that's very sad. I don't know why I didn't put it together that clearly Bud Light had hired Charles Barkley to do this.
Oh, he ain't doing that for free. There's no way that he's doing that for free. And you can read the PR vibes in it. Oh, I'll go. You can't cancel me. He's trying to appeal to like this downtrodden. Every corporation is flying your flag. Everybody's on your side. How are you so downtrodden? Oh no, I'm fighting the man. I don't care if I get canceled. But drink this beer. That's not going to appeal to those people. Like you should have cried that you're a victim. Do that. Cry victim mentality. That will tickle the ears of these lefty numbnuts. But they're not buying this. This boycott should be very easy to offset. Just have the other side buy this beer. But nobody wants this beer.
Could they rebrand? Could they take all the existing Bud Light and just slap a different label on it?
Yeah, they probably will end up just thinking the corporate aspect of these people are just like, let's just keep our head down and move forward. But eventually they'll have to retool their manufacture. I don't even know if it's actual beer, but didn't Anheuser-Busch get caught just selling flavored alcohol at one point? So I don't even know if it's actual beer. I don't know how much retooling that they need to do. But if it's gone on this long, you can't sustain this type of cut in your consumer base for this long. They're not going back. There's no ad that you're going to make at this point that is going to get the people who've already switched beer to come back. So they'll either rebrand it or
Bud Light. Like guys are getting called gay. Like I in fact call my own friends gay if I see them holding a Bud Light. Like it's just fun.
Yeah, that's the reason why this boycott worked so well is because you guys are denigrating people who are being seen with it. You've made it shameful, and so you've taken a book. It's Saul Alinsky's rules for boycotting, and you have applied it to beer, and now nobody wants to be seen. I'm not. I don't want to be seen. No one's even going to make fun of me, but I don't want to be seen carrying this stupid beer around.
No, it's embarrassing. I think they served it at my wedding, and I was like, I should have thought to check. Like, can we not do that? But it's already, you can't. I don't have that kind of money. I don't have don't serve Bud Light at my wedding money. But because what will all the gay guests drink? Someone in all two of them. Costco has terminated their contract with Bud Light. Is that true, Baron of Gray Matter? Interesting.
Yeah, there was some stuff flying around where I guess on the Costco price list, if there's a star next to it, it means they're not going to restock it.
Costco says Star of Death for Bud Light. It will not be restocked. Oh my goodness. Well, if Costco says it's true. Why
shark in the water.
It's doing yeah. It's still selling better than Corbel back here. Yikes. Okay. Well, time will tell, but I feel like it was a bit of a death blow. Matt Hughes, Charles just wants to party with his 3 cases, you bigot. Oh my God. Hijab Butt Light sponsors Sir Charles Barkley. Oh, you forgot eyes rovering over your Cleveland, Chrissy. What? Thank you. And Elsa Barrett. Salty's right. They protest busy roadways and going after kids. They're trying to orchestrate another Charlottesville. Ugh. Yeah, I think they're trying to drum up some kind of a horrible situation with a drag queen or a trans person, and I think they're also really trying to dissuade the public from air travel. It seems like the algorithm is really favoring these insane like airplane stories lately. Like guy flips out over not getting his kosher meal. Woman says man blinks sideways with green hoodie. You know, I'm seeing a lot of. I'm like, I wonder if they're just trying to like keep people from traveling. They want you to be scared to leave your house.
Yeah, the airplane videos looking like white people Waffle House lately.
I thought white people Waffle House was White Castle.
Is that what I get? I haven't seen too many White Castle fights. It's because you guys got the White Castles all. Is that East Coast? Is it East
The
Coast?
last time
only?
I was at one was in Vegas, actually on what's that street? Not Folsom. It's the street that's downtown. It's like old Vegas.
They
That's
ever
my-
find that this motherfucker ain't real, lady, yet?
No, they're trying to. There is Twitter account Alpha something is I think leading the charge on finding her. If she
I'm going to,
existed,
like, week
Alpha
2 here.
Fox. Yes, Alpha Fox is looking for her. I think he's dedicated his entire Twitter account to finding this woman.
Motherfucker,
Oh, that's
not real. That motherfucker back there is not real.
I wonder if she was buzzed. Okay, she was.
Oh yeah, or we are in a massive psychological operation, and she's not real. What a mind fuck that would be.
Wow, yeah. Wherefore art thou, Alpha, my love? Yeah, he's really obsessed with her. Interesting. Okay. A lot of weird shit on his.
Dude, what?
It's drag queen.
Dylan.
I can't.
Yeah, that'll ruin Mario for me.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess he got suspended from some. God, I was afraid to scroll on his account more. So, previously suspended, resulting in a loss of subscriptions offering. Oh, maybe that's his Twitter got demonetized. I don't know. I have very much a lasting, not picked for dodgeball feeling because I'm seeing a lot of people getting paid for Twitter, and homegirl over here did not get any dollars from Twitter. Okay, and I don't have no following. I feel like I should have got a couple Twitter bucks. Is all I'm saying.
The Twitter box. Did you do the verify thing?
I thought I
Are you
did.
verified on here?
I have a blue check that I pay for and everything. It's all right. I'll figure it out.
I think right now it's just beta, so I think they just handed it out to a handful of people, and it'll be like I mean, YouTube did the same thing. I've been on YouTube long enough to remember when like they gave it out to like a few people, the verified accounts, and then they instituted it site wide eventually.
Yeah. Okay. So when it's alpha, then it'll be ready for us. We're not the betas.
Oh, does it go the other way? Is it? Would these guys be the alpha?
Tim Pool got paid, and you're basically calling him a beta because he's in this beta program.
Oh, Tim Pool. That's much nicer than what I usually call him.
He's gonna be able to buy a lot of beanies with that. I think he made like a couple $1,000s. It's all right. I'm definitely not. It's fine. I want you to take a look at this. I have been targeted recently by a certain community. This came out today, and this is just lazy journalism. Okay, this guy is saying that I have an anti-Semitism problem, and they're citing specifically Friday Night Tights. Okay, so this is me. I'm Chrissie Mayr. I'm a stand-up comedian. I have poked at trans, LGBT people, blacks, and Malaysians, which means, guess what? I poke fun at everyone.
Not the Malaysians.
Not the Malaysian. Yeah.
Oh no, that's the line that you shouldn't cross.
I have so many more specific types of Asians to get to. And then they pull this tweet from 2022. This fucking loser. Well, this tweet, she's seemingly bemoaning the fight against anti-Semitism, where I said in 2022, it's not enough to be an anti-Semite. You have to be an anti-Semite, which is being actually pro-Jew, you fucking loser. And he's like, oh, QAnon, she's talked to Owen Benjamin and Paul Ramsey. It's like, oh, so we can't talk to people who are different than us? Isn't that the point of coming together and making peace? No, the second you have a conversation with somebody, guess what? You're in that group too.
Yeah, you better not talk to Big Bear.
I'm like, I didn't get a bear nickname, okay? So
It doesn't count.
I'm not really in the group.
I haven't been jumped in.
Yeah. Okay.
Anti-Semite. That's good. I like that. Ray.
He doesn't know what to think of that. Yeah. And then he called me Mary. Mary is a regular guest on a YouTube channel called Nerdrotic, which focuses on nerd culture. Each episode is a 4-hour-long discussion of the latest Hollywood movies and TV shows. Yet, despite the fact that this should be a fun, apolitical, and whimsical discussion, would you describe FNT as whimsical and apolitical?
It just seems like what they're trying to do is that guilt by association. They try to take everybody down. They want to take they want to take Gary down, Geeks Gamers. One person talks to Owen Benjamin, who's been unpersoned by the machine, and now anybody who comes into contact, it's like a social contagion. Like you got, you guys.
It's like AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is insane.
It's social AIDS. Okay. It should be a whimsical discussion. Mayr keeps bringing the Jews into it, seemingly relishing the idea of seeing more dead Jews on screen, as well as making the same kind of cheap Jew joke that recently got Baseball Hall of Famer Johnny Bench into trouble. You know who also makes cheap Jew jokes? Fucking everybody. Oh yeah, this was and he's just, I don't know, just trying to tie this story, and I guess Johnny Bench made a cheap Jew joke.
But did Johnny Bench? I might be getting my Johnny Benches mixed up, but Johnny Bench is my dad era baseball player.
Really? Let's listen to what he said, because I actually
be like a 90-year-old dude going, "Oh, them Jews."
Johnny Bench, to the Johnny Bench thing. Some casual anti-Semitism from Reds Hall of Famer Johnny Bench, followed by laughter.
That's Pete Rose.
Oh.
He was Jewish.
Oh no!
Oh, sick burn!
I want everybody arrested up here, especially that black anti-Semite laugher.
That is like that's the easiest laugh. That's the easiest joke to make. And that's Johnny Bench who said that. I guess now he's in trouble because he said,
yeah, if you don't want people to think that Jews are running everything, then maybe calm the hell down when somebody says something like this.
Yeah,
like this is the best way for blowback.
We're both on the same we're on the same plane here. There's no need for us to get into Kanye West territory. I see you, you see me, and then this guy is really cool. He goes through a few FNTs, not even that many. I mean, there's years worth of Jew jokes. I mean, since I've been on this show, I've been making fun of Jews, and his lazy journalism. He only went back like a few episodes. I just think it's lazy journalism. I'm gonna go to his. So this is his highlight reel of my best of Jew jokes. It's just, this person is desperate to be offended, and they just want their stupid article to trend. And here I am now talking about it twice. I'm the problem. Did Indiana Jones help Hitler kill any Jews?
No.
He's talking about Indiana Jones.
No, but he helped.
You guys know if they killed like more Jews? Jews or less Jews? Like
no Jews were killed, Chrissy.
No Jews were harmed in the making of
this
film.
Why am I gonna watch it?
Hold on. Actually, that could have been the plot of this movie. They had to go back in time and stop Adolf Hitler from signing it. Right?
Or what if they went back and they made the Holocaust even better? Like they did. It's the plot. It's a joke.
Yeah, that was the plot of the movie. That was literally
Kill more Jews?
the
Well,
plot
of the movie was to not lose the war.
the plot of the
Which
movie.
means
Well,
to
the
kill
bad
more
guy, the bad guy wanted to
Really
kill
good.
Hitler
Ugh,
and
I hate
do.
the comedian. Get out of paying for a ticket. What a cheap
Yeah.
date. Anyway, that might be the end of
Stick you
that.
on there on a coffin
That's
I'm
right.
like, I didn't know this guy was Jewish.
with an AI feeding you information.
Oh, so lame. That was a lame, easy one. But he only went back a couple months, which is lazy. He could have found dozens. Anyway.
Yeah, he just what he probably did was he probably just did the Google transcribe and then looked for anytime somebody said Jew, and he goes, "I'm offended."
Yeah. I got write an article about it.
I know, slow news day. It's insane.
But you know what? It's just more from my bingo card to tack off groups of people that I've upset. Beach lover, Salty. Will you ever drink beer on your show again? I'm missing it.
Yeah, I'm just I'm trying to get I'm heading into my 50s, and so this is
What?
the last hurrah, and I'm trying to get as fit as possible for my wife.
Okay, you don't look it. Whatever you're doing, good job.
Thank you.
50s? What are you? Partially black? What's happening? All right. Good
Yeah,
job.
no, I'm 45, so I'm just trying to watch. I'm just trying to watch it. Everything stops after 30 for us guys. All right, so your testosterone stops. You start getting achy, and I'm like, this is my last hurrah. So this is the last time for me to look somewhat decent. So I cut out.
Trying to stretch it
a lot
out.
of my
Yeah.
food. Yeah.
You'll be okay. Men are pumping loads into. Men are becoming dads at fucking 80. Didn't Alex? I don't know. I'm pumping loads. Baron of Grey Matter, can you hire Chrissie's? I'm trying to say men, they age better than women. Can you hire Chrissie's cavalry as mercs for the salty army? Would cause much gnashing of teeth and flowage of salt. Ooh, I have a cavalry. I like Chrissy's cavalry. That sounds nice. Although my mods once referred to themselves as the Marian race, which I thought was pretty. It's a pretty.
I just write in an article right now.
I'm writing an article. I'm like, well, guess what? I'm getting T-shirts made. Informed about nothing on the Mortal Kombat totem pole of oppression. I believe the Malaysians are Goro status. How do I pronounce that?
Goro status. Okay, not quite the final boss, so we're okay.
Who would be the final? Well, we know who the final boss is, and Kanye knows. But we can't say it. Roughneck, when Chrissy said her stripper name was Sandy Hook while laying on Alex Jones' chest during her InfoWars interview, had me laughing my butt off. Well done, ma'am. Thank you, Roughneck. I did not expect that to get as much shit as it did, and it comes up every time I get canceled. Someone's like, look at this. And I'm like, she's making fun of dead kids. I'm like, I did not mention kids. Did I mention death? That's you doing that. I'm just saying it sounds like a stripper name. People are so
You're about to get a $1 billion lawsuit.
Thirsty to be offended. Sarka, people were saying we're gonna sue you over this tweet. Next will be the SPLC hit list. What is the SPLC? I feel like I should know what that stands for.
Southern Poverty Law Center. It's the we're angry for pay lunatics who are he's probably paying that idiot to write the article. A bunch of circle jerkers sitting around.
I'll be angry for pay.
Yeah. Well, you got to be angry in the right direction. You got to look for people saying those words you're not supposed to say.
You could be angry for your dad, and then you could have a blossoming OnlyFans career.
Oh, there you
go. Cecil, lies. I'm 39 and I feel better than ever. Yeah, Cecil looks great for 39. He's crushing it. This was a fun time. We went to places I did not expect.
Dropping loads.
Dropping loads. And I tried to Google salty cracker, and it's just.
Oh, don't do that.
Gosh darn it. More just crackers. Like just literally it's just about crackers that comes up.
I would just if you're on the nefarious parts of the internet, I would not Google salty cracker.
Why is it a porn thing?
It's some crazy stuff that these elite clubs do. Like Skull and Bones. They're
oh my god, really?
Yeah, you don't it's we'll just leave it up to people's imagination. It's a bunch of dudes standing in line.
Like hazing.
A cracker and then the guys are doing something, and then the last dude at the end's got to eat that cracker.
Oh. Isn't that called something else?
I don't know. We're
I
going to
think
need
I heard
access to
that
your
in
bookmark
college. Like,
history.
isn't it called a cookie or something? Like a something cookie? An awful waffle? No, god damn it.
An
There's like a
awful-
ton. It's gonna bother me.
Oh no.
There's some type of alliteration. No. Is it a limp biscuit? Is that what that is? No. I'm just gonna think of it when I'm going to sleep.
Oh, the chat states was that soggy. Okay, we have gone to crazy places.
That might be it. Soggy biscuit. These are all great ideas, though. Don't Google Brie Larson's feet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What a fun time, Mr. Salty.
Chrissy, thank you for having me. It's been a good time.
I feel like we should have had a smarter podcast, but we had what we had.
I
Stinky
will
twink.
always cherish it.
Yes, come back anytime. I would love to get
Chrissy,
you on Simcast.
thank you so much. It was an honor to be here.
You're so much fun. You're so easy to talk to. You're so smart. I can't believe you're about to be 65 years old. Tell everybody where they can follow you and what's coming up.
Just hit up thesaltmustflow.com. You can find everything over there.
Do you have merch?
Yeah, there's shirts over there. Cups, salty crackers,
Says
soggy
the
biscuits.
site can't be reached. Thesaltmustflow.com. I literally just typed it in. Why didn't it come up? Is it user error? Am I retarded? Let's try it again. Salt Must Flow is a song by Karma and Kerosene. Did you know that?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Have you ever
It's
heard
an
it? You've
old,
never heard the song called The Salt Must Flow?
No, but Carmen Kerosene's an old band. I remember them.
Look at this. Wow. Meme cannon. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's where we just put all the news clips that we can make fun of.
Salty merch. Ooh, lock 'em up.
Get them.
Oh, this is the shirt you're wearing right now. Retribution
Yeah.
24. God, I'm craving crackers. Who is this? Oh, is this Emma Stone?
That's yeah, I punched in something like that's an A the computer did that. AI did
Oh
that.
my god.
I was like, I need a young I need a hot nun. The AI was like, here you go. And I was like,
It's a
hello.
hot, evil Emma Stone. Or a beautiful Michael Jackson.
Beautiful. Holy shit, that's creepy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. Wide awake. Wow, you have 8+ pages of merch.
It just we don't ever get rid of anything. We got rid of some some stuff lately, but I got to go back and just kind of this stuff has been up to like 4 years.
I'm gonna get an "Oh, I'm coming" mug.
Oh, my wife will send it to you.
Oh, yay! Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy some shit
Yeah,
now.
she'll hit you guys up.
Go to saltmustflow.com. I think there's no the. Amazing. You're the best, Salty. So much fun. Such a great time. Thank you. What a great caliber of chat you brought in. Like, I've noticed the intelligence level is raised a couple notches today.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, these guys, it's a great group of people. They're very, very, very ravenous. I am very honored to have them.
I enjoy them as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Follow Salty on Twitter at SaltyCracker9. I don't know what. I'm not going to ask what happened to the other 8. I don't want to know.
I was late to the game.
Saltmustflow.com. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.